Hi, welcome to Hope in the Light of Suicide. I'm Tammy White. I'm your host and the founder of the Bobby White Foundation. Um, there's a lot going on, but before we get into the a lot going on, I want to thank um, my producer, John, with Area 52 Media Group, and my tech guy behind the scenes, Joseph. Um, we wouldn't be able to be here if it wasn't for them. Thank goodness for them. Thank goodness for John for pushing me to do this and continue to do this. It's so important. It just seems even more so than ever. I don't know. It just is weird times, weird times. But if you want to do your own show, please get a hold of John at Area 52 Media Group. You can do any kind of show you want. And of course, our sponsors, DeLynn Gaston with the mortgage firm, Anything Mortgages. Um, there's a lot going on in the mortgage industry, housing industry in our area. It's kind of crazy. But you want to have someone you trust working with you, especially if you really don't have an idea how to walk through things. She's the best. When I had to refinance, I didn't have to, but I did because it made life easier after losing Bobby. That's who I went to. So, and also Tammy White Galleries and Custom Framing, art and custom framing. So, um, really want to thank our sponsors. It helps make things a lot easier on all of our ends. So, yeah, this is a really super busy time. We're getting closer to Art for Hope, but first we are, even though and it is going to happen kind of like during Art for Hope. We still are having our support groups in September. We're good with August, but in September. So our September groups are meeting the um, first one in Spring Hill on September 9th at Nami Hernando. I won't be at that one facilitating. Kathy will be facilitating that one on her own, but everybody's in good hands because that's the night before Art for Hope. And then the following week on the 17th, September 17th, is our Newport Richie group that meets at the Oasis Coffee Spot, and I will be there. So even though we've got a lot going on, we're there to support our people in our support groups. So yeah, Art for Hope is coming up in like really fast, like real fast. So here's another one of our featured pieces. This is a really cool giclée called Cobblestone Village, I believe. Yep. So we've been featuring artwork the last several weeks. Some of the art that's going to be available. There's going to be a ton of art for all kinds, all different price ranges. So there should be something there for everybody. And remember, all the proceeds to all the art sales and the basket raffles and everything go to support what this foundation does, all of our programs, our support groups, our Purple Folder program. It is a lot that we do here in the community. It is so important. So yeah, we've been doing emails, phone calls, picking up stuff. So right now, few of our sponsors will introduce. Is I think the first one is the law offices of Phillips and Raymakers. I think they were a sponsor last year also. They're our Da Vinci level sponsor. And another Da Vinci level sponsor is Archwell Health. And the ironic thing about this, and even about this show, is I turned 65 this week. And so Archwell Health opened up in our community a few years ago, and they're really close to where I live. And so I decided that when I got of that age that I would use them, I guess, as my primary care. So it's been an interesting time right now, getting prepared to turn 65 because the show airs Saturday night, the 22nd, the 23rd. The next day, Sunday, is my 65th birthday. So, anyways, but they're really great. They have all sorts of things that really community supportive. So we want to thank Archwell Health. This is their first year on board with us. Um, are really grateful for that. And then we have a Picasso level sponsor, which is Deborah Diaz, and she's a family lawyer. She actually she has been a sponsor in the past also. I've known Deborah for over 30 years. Um, she actually helped me with a sexual harassment lawsuit many years ago, against one of my mail carriers when I had my gallery downtown. It was kind of a crazy time. It was a really long time ago, but Deborah and I have known each other for, like I said, over 30 years. So I really want to thank her. She's very active in the community and supporting really great causes. So, then yesterday, we have people donating stuff for our basket raffle. We always have like awesome basket raffles, and I have a networking meeting. I don't go to as much as I should. But um, it's at our local Bob Evans, and the manager there, he's so super nice, and he gave me this big bag of stuff to put in a basket. I don't even remember everything that's in there. It was like salad dressing and honey and something else and a mug and gift cards, and really it's going to make a really nice basket for our raffle. And he also, and I knew they had this, but I didn't know if they were still doing it because they did the Bobby and I participated in this years ago. They have this thing, it's called host your own dine-in event. And so you pick a day and they print out the flyers even. And anybody that goes to Bob Evans with the flyer on that day, 15% of your meal ticket gets donated back to the nonprofit. And he said we could do it as often as we want. So I was talking to our volunteers, and I think we're going to do it maybe a couple times towards the end of the year, like soon after Art for Hope, so then we can have the flyers at Art for Hope, and then after the walk, we can have the flyers at the walk. So that was very nice of him to remind me. Bobby and I went. We participated in something like this. Oh goodness, probably maybe about a year or so before he died. A friend of ours, who was battling cancer, they did this for him, and Bobby and I went there, and that was actually the first time I'd ever been to Bob Evans. They have really great biscuits, but I think we're gonna do that too as a like a little mini fundraiser. So yeah, so getting the community and these organizations behind us is so helpful, and that's what we need because this isn't an individual issue; it's a community issue, and the more we can get people to understand that, yeah, the better it's going to be. So, I really want to thank anybody that sponsors or donates, and my volunteers are totally amazing. They make my life so much easier when it comes to doing all this stuff. Oh, and who else? Oh, Richie Suncoast Theater also donated some theater tickets, and I'm gonna go down and hit up some of the couple of the local restaurants I have in mind and see if we can get them to donate something so that we could put together maybe a couple evenings out at the theater and dinner for a couple of our raffles. I think that would be really cool. So it's gonna be a really fun night. Well, a fun night. It's gonna be a good night. Um, Bringing the community together, and again, our keynote speakers are Eloy Nunez and his son Eddie. Um, Eloy is one of our past district governors for our Rotary District 6950. He's a retired Miami-Dade police officer. Um, Eddie's a little bit nervous, but I know he's gonna do awesome. Um, and he's gonna make a difference. He's gonna make a difference speaking. So we're um, we're happy about that, and hopefully it helps us get some more Rotarians involved. We have been doing some of our. I've been doing a couple presentations. Our Looking Inward presentation for a couple of our Rotary clubs. We'll be doing more of that in the fall. Got a couple more scheduled. So yeah, it's there's a lot. There's a lot going on. And also, not only me turning 65 on Sunday, it would also have been Bobby's and my 34th wedding anniversary. And I had mentioned, I don't know, a couple weeks ago or a week or so ago, I had come across some videos. I think that it was I think the little camera is called a flip or something like that. And I had downloaded some videos from this, and I found a couple from my birthday from this was 16 years ago, from 2010. Um, and I think we were able to get them. This is a little bit longer one. It's only like 43 seconds, but there's a couple of our friends that are also in the video, and I was able to download the shorter one, and I emailed it to them or texted it to them, and it made Nancy cry. But Michael, and I heard from Nancy this morning, and it made Michael happy because he could hear Bobby's voice on it. So this is if we get this to work, keep our fingers crossed, Joseph. We can see it's a short video of us out to dinner. Let's see.
Wonderful night.
There we go.
With friends,
that's Mike and Nancy.
Celebrating my birthday and our anniversary, Mike and Nancy.
I don't know if we have any audio on that, but.
And we circle around.
Okay.
Happy anniversary!
Michael, not so quick.
It's a good thing, Mikey. It's a good thing. You're a good thing, Mikey. You guys would like?
So it's just kind of crazy, but it when I came across these videos, it didn't make me sad. I think like with Mike, it made me happy to be able to hear his voice again. And I know that I have a couple others from years ago, but I haven't been able to. I know of at least one other one. I haven't been able to find that one yet, and it still might be even on that camera. But now I got to find the camera again. So, yeah. So it makes the emotions go up and down a lot. It's been that way this past weekend. I have a dear friend who's not doing well, and I don't know that she was been a volunteer since the beginning also, and I'm not so sure she's gonna be able to hold on until Art for Hope. She's going through congestive heart failure, so it's been kind of a roller coaster with with that, and just there's just a lot, but it's all good. I mean, once I get out of my head a little bit, it's all good. Um, but it does with with my birthday and our anniversary bring up a lot of different emotions, and then when you add stuff onto that, it just kind of exacerbates them. Um, but there's still gratitude. Um, there's still love along with sadness, you know, but it's it still all gives me such a deep sense of purpose. Hearing what's going on out there and what other people are going through and not making it, um, it's so sad. Um, you know, I've lived and I've done this twice, so it's lived to be older than my husband. Um, but it's weird for me to even say that I'm going to be 65. So and it's been 10 years since losing Bobby. Um, yeah, it changed everything. But here I am, and here we are, and it's all gonna be good. Um, I never imagined that this was the journey that I would be on at this stage in my life, and just yeah, I never imagined it. Don't watch the news so much. I can tell you that. Just to try not to. Um, so also over the weekend, my producer John sent me a video, and I think I came across this a while back, but he sent it to me at um, kind of kind of at a good time, I guess. Um, anytime. I think this video is good, and we're only going to play a portion of it because we don't want to get in copyright trouble. But it's song by a song and a video by Dan and Shay, and I think it's very appropriate for what's happening in the world right now for everybody. So Joseph's going to play it now.
If your light burns out and you're in the dark, if you can't pick up the pieces, if the world you trusted falls apart, if your heart's run out of reasons, I'll be there every time you call, pick you up every time you fall. If you're going through hell, you're not alone. If you need somebody, say so.
Will the defendant please rise?
You got to watch the whole thing. So yeah, we can't play anymore with. I wish we could. I would really wish we could. But go to YouTube, type in Dan and Shay say so, and the official video. That's what this little clip is from. Um, it is so important. I shared it on my Facebook page, and but it did when he sent it to me, and I looked it up, and I cried, and he texted me back, "I didn't really mean to make you cry, but that's just the way that I am." And it's all good. It's good. You gotta get the feelings out. You can't keep them inside. I've talked so much about the mind body connection, and it is so true. And that's the way it is with our mental health. And people, you know, we just got to get better. We just got to get better. Um, and it's, you know, I being on this journey for the last 10 years, I didn't do this by myself. Far, far from it. I have had so many great people to that were willing to walk this journey with me. Of course, John and Delynn are one of them, from the very beginning. My neighbor Kathy, oh my God. Um, and then there were others that weren't so good, and you learn, and you have to just shoo those people, out of your life. But you know, if it and you if you're walking this journey, you'll find those people. And in reality, I really don't think you have to look very hard for them, because they're going to be right there. Uh, and they always will be. But you do have to be careful and open and watch who's willing to walk this hard journey by yourself. Um, Along with you, so that you don't have to do it by yourself. And that's kind of like why I even wanted to start the foundation, is to help those people, because I know that I am very, very, very fortunate to have had and to continue to have these people by my side, because I do know people that don't have that support. Um, and it's sad, and it's painful to watch. Um, so all we can do is help support them the best that we can. Um, I I am just so grateful for all these people in my life. Again, because I know that there's people that they don't have the people, and that's what we need. Let people reach out. Um, People reached out to me, and they were willing to listen, and they continue to do so, because this isn't a journey that you get over in a year, 2, 3, 5, 10. Um, you'll find the people that'll help you through your darkest days. You will. And if they're not there, seek out. Seek out. That's why we have our support groups too. A support group isn't for everybody. I know that in the earlier years, after losing Bobby to suicide, that I probably wouldn't have gone to a support group. Heck, I didn't even go see a therapist for, I don't know, 5 years. And it wasn't until I went through, the depression, when the depression started, the depression and the anxiety I had. I think the anxiety hit before the depression, but when the depression hit, it was about 6 months into that, before, and it was probably even later than that, before I even went to see a therapist. Um, but don't be afraid to do that either. There's no, um, don't let the stigma get to you. Don't let what other people say get to you. You got to do what's best for you. Our self-care is so important, and that's one of the hardest things for us to do for ourselves. We can do it for other people, but it's so hard for us to do it for ourselves. Um we have to let other people know that they're not alone, and you don't have to go through this journey alone. Whether you're going through hard times and you're thinking you have suicide ideology, please reach out and talk to somebody. Just like they say in that song, say so. Find the people. You don't have to go it alone. None of us do. But if we don't share and we don't let people know, I wish my husband would have said so. I really do. Um, You know, even Art for Hope brings up a lot of emotions. The first person I ever talked to about it was Delynn Gaston. And she's the first person I brought it to. And she was all for it. All for it. So, and she's been there. Her and John have been there with me and for me, even though it took John 10 months to try and talk me into doing the show. I'm still doing it over 5 years later. Art for Hope, especially this year and next year, because it's going to be our 10th annual, and we're going to get Delynn to come back to be the MC at our 10th annual Art for Hope. So that's just going to be awesome. But because this year Art for Hope falls on International Suicide Prevention Day, it's not just about us raising money for the foundation, and it's getting people to know about our foundation and what we're doing, but it also represents people coming together. It represents hope, and it represents compassion. And it represents what can happen when we decide that no one should have to navigate this journey alone. So, really, I just want to thank everybody. I mean, I know we've got a couple more weeks to go, but it's going to get crazy in my brain. But I just want to say thank you to everybody. Um, I want to say thank you to those who believed in me and continue to believe in me. Even with a suicide loss, there can still be a purpose in life. So let's put up our quote for today. Even on the hard days, hope has a way of showing us we are not alone. Together, we turn grief into purpose, love into action, and hope into healing. You're not alone, and I always say there is always hope. Please remember to put these phone numbers in your phone, memorize them, have them available. You can be the one to give somebody the hope. And Bobby, wherever you are, I hope you know that I'm still carrying our love forward. Please remember, there's always hope. Thank you for joining us this evening.